Have you ever stopped and wondered where everything began? From the stars in the sky to the ground beneath our feet, we like to think that all things must have a starting point. Stories begin, lives begin, even our universe, we are told, had a beginning. But what if that idea is wrong? What if the universe never actually had a beginning at all? This thought may sound strange, because our minds are trained to think in terms of beginnings and endings. We are born, we live, we die. The sun rises, the sun sets. Everything seems to follow this cycle of time. But when we start asking about the universe itself, the questions get bigger, deeper, and harder to answer. In this video, we will explore one of the most mysterious and fascinating ideas ever imagined: a universe without a beginning. Could it be possible that reality has always been here in some form, without ever starting from nothing? Let's dive into the theories, the science, and the mind-bending possibilities that may change the way we see everything around us. When most people hear the question, "How did the universe begin?" the answer that comes to mind is the Big Bang. The Big Bang is the most widely accepted explanation for the origin of everything we see around us. According to this theory, about 13.8 billion years ago, the universe was once packed into something smaller than a single atom. Then, in a moment of unimaginable energy, it began to expand. That expansion never stopped, and today it is the reason why galaxies are moving away from each other and space itself keeps stretching. The Big Bang doesn't mean an explosion like fireworks in the sky. Instead, it means space itself began to grow, carrying matter and energy with it. Imagine blowing up a balloon. At first it is tiny, but as you blow air into it, the surface expands. Galaxies, stars, and planets formed as this cosmic balloon grew larger and larger. This is why scientists often describe the Big Bang as the birth of the universe. But how do we know this idea is true? The strongest evidence comes from two important discoveries. First, astronomers found that galaxies are moving away from us in all directions, which means the universe is still expanding. If you reverse this expansion, it leads back to a point where everything was once incredibly dense and hot. Second, scientists discovered a faint glow that fills the universe, called the cosmic microwave background. This glow is like a leftover fingerprint of the Big Bang, a silent reminder of the moment when everything began to cool and take shape. Because of this evidence, most scientists believe the Big Bang theory gives us the best explanation of how the universe came to be. But here's the strange part. While the Big Bang tells us about how the universe expanded and evolved, it doesn't truly explain what happened at the very first moment, or what, if anything, came before. Did time itself begin at that point? Was there nothing before it? Or is there something our current science cannot yet see? This is where the mystery begins. The Big Bang gives us answers, but it also raises one of the most difficult questions ever asked. If there was a beginning, then what was before the beginning? And if there wasn't a beginning, what does that really mean for the universe we live in? The idea of a beginning sounds natural to us, but when we apply it to the entire universe, things become confusing. If the universe had a first moment, then what was before that moment? Our minds immediately want to imagine something: a time, a place, maybe even emptiness. But here's the puzzle. If there was truly nothing before the universe, how could something suddenly appear out of that nothing? This question creates a deep paradox. We are used to cause and effect. Every event has a reason. Every action has a cause. If a tree grows, it comes from a seed. If a star shines, it comes from burning fuel. But when we ask what caused the universe itself, we hit a wall. What could possibly light the spark that began everything, if there was no time, no space, and no matter before it? Some scientists and philosophers argue that the very idea of a beginning might not make sense. They suggest that asking, "What came before the universe?" is like asking, "What's north of the North Pole?" The question itself may be built on assumptions that don't apply to the universe as a whole. And yet, our curiosity doesn't let go so easily. The thought of a universe appearing from nothing feels impossible, but so does the idea of a universe existing forever without a start. Both possibilities seem strange, almost unbelievable. And this is where the mystery deepens. Maybe we have to consider completely different ways of thinking about time, space, and existence itself. What if the universe never had a beginning at all? What if it has always existed in some form? This is one of the oldest ideas humans have imagined. Long before modern science, many ancient philosophers believed the universe was eternal, with no starting point, no moment of creation, just endless existence stretching forever into the past and the future. At first, this idea might feel strange, but it also removes the problem of asking, what came before? If the universe has no beginning, then there is no need to search for a first cause. The universe simply is, and it always has been. In modern times, some scientists have also considered versions of an eternal universe. For example, the steady state theory suggested that as the universe expands, new matter is constantly created to fill the empty spaces. This way, the universe would look the same forever, with no true beginning or end. While this theory lost popularity because the Big Bang has stronger evidence, it showed that scientists were willing to consider the possibility of an endless cosmos. Another version is the idea of a cyclic universe. Imagine the universe going through endless cycles of expansion and collapse. It grows, it contracts, and then it begins again, over and over, without ever having a first cycle. Some modern physics theories even suggest this could happen, with each Big Bang being just one stage in an eternal chain of cosmic rebirths. Even in quantum physics, some scientists propose that the universe may come from an eternal quantum field, a kind of deep background reality that never truly began and never ends. In this picture, what we call the universe is only one state of a much larger, timeless reality. If true, an eternal universe would mean that everything we see, galaxies, stars, planets, even us, is part of something that has always been here in some form. No beginning, no first moment, just an infinite existence. But while this idea is fascinating, it also raises new questions. If the universe is eternal, why does it look the way it does today? And why are we living in this cycle, in this moment? Another fascinating idea is that our universe might not be the only one. What if our universe is just one bubble floating in a vast ocean of countless universes, a multiverse? In this picture, the question of a beginning becomes even more mysterious. Maybe our universe had a starting point, but the bigger multiverse has no true beginning at all. Scientists have imagined different ways this could happen. One idea is that universes are born the way bubbles form in boiling water. In the endless quantum energy of the multiverse, new universes keep popping up, each with its own laws of physics and its own history. If this is true, then our universe is just one bubble among many, and there could be an infinite number of others. Some theories also suggest that black holes could give birth to new universes. In this case, when a star collapses into a black hole in one universe, the intense conditions inside might spark a new universe on the other side. If so, then the cycle of universes could continue without ever needing a first one. One universe could create another, and that one could create another, stretching back forever. The multiverse idea may sound like pure science fiction, but it is taken seriously by many scientists because certain physics theories naturally point to it. For example, inflation theory, the idea that the early universe expanded extremely fast, suggests that this rapid expansion might keep happening in other regions of space, endlessly creating new universes. If the multiverse is real, then the concept of a beginning becomes less important. Our universe may have started with the Big Bang, but the bigger multiverse may be eternal, with no starting line. Instead of asking, when did everything begin? The real question might be how many universes exist and what lies beyond our own. This possibility is both exciting and humbling. It means that our universe, with all its stars and galaxies, might not be unique. We may be living in just one small part of an infinite reality that has no beginning and no end. So far, we've been asking whether the universe had a beginning or not. But what if we've been asking the wrong question all along? What if time itself, the very thing that gives us the idea of beginnings and endings, isn't real in the way we think it is? In our daily lives, time feels natural. We watch the clock, we grow older, we remember the past, and plan for the future. Time seems like a river, always flowing forward. But when scientists look at the universe through the lens of physics, time behaves in very strange ways. For example, Einstein's theory of relativity showed that time is not fixed. Time moves differently depending on how fast you are traveling or how strong gravity is around you. This means there is no single, universal now. What feels like the present to you might not be the same for someone else far across the universe. Some physicists go even further and suggest that time may not be a fundamental part of reality at all. It could be something that only exists because of the way we experience change. In this view, past, present, and future might all exist at once, like pages in a book. We experience them one at a time, but the book itself is complete and timeless. If time is just an illusion, then the idea of a beginning might not make sense at all. Asking, when did the universe start, could be like asking, where does the rainbow begin? The question only exists because of how our minds interpret reality. From a deeper perspective, the universe may simply exist outside of time altogether. This idea is hard to wrap our heads around, because our lives are ruled by clocks and calendars. But if time is not fundamental, then the universe might not have a beginning or an end. Instead, existence just is, eternal, timeless, and beyond the way we usually think. You might wonder, why does any of this matter? Why should we care whether the universe had a beginning or not? The answer is simple, because these questions shape how we see ourselves and our place in reality. Human beings are natural storytellers. We like to believe that everything has an origin, a first moment we can point to. That's why so many cultures throughout history created myths and stories about creation. It gives us comfort to know where we come from. But when we explore the universe with science, we discover that the truth may be far stranger than any story we've ever told. If the universe truly had a beginning, then it sparks a deeper mystery. What caused it? Was it a law of physics, something beyond space and time, or something we cannot yet imagine? If the universe has no beginning, that changes everything too. It means we are part of something infinite, something that has always existed in one form or another. And if time itself is an illusion, then the way we think about life, death, and existence could be completely wrong. The universe may not be a straight line from beginning to end, but something far more mysterious, where before and after don't mean what we think they do. These questions matter because they remind us that reality is bigger and more mysterious than our daily lives. They push us to stay curious, to keep exploring, and to never assume we have all the answers. Maybe the universe has a beginning. Maybe it doesn't. But either way, the search for the truth is what makes us human, reaching beyond the stars to understand the impossible. So, what if the universe has no beginning? We've explored the Big Bang, the paradox of a first cause, the idea of an eternal cosmos, the possibility of endless universes, and even the thought that time itself may not be real. Each of these ideas stretches our imagination and challenges the way we see reality. The truth is, we don't have a final answer. The universe may have begun with the Big Bang, or it may have existed forever in ways we can barely understand. Maybe there was never a true start at all, only a reality beyond time and space. But perhaps that's the beauty of it. The mystery of the universe is not a problem to solve once and for all, but a reminder of how small we are in the face of something so vast. Every time we look deeper into the cosmos, we find more questions than answers, and those questions keep us moving forward. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember this. The stars above you may not only shine with light, but with timeless secrets. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest truth about the universe is that it has no beginning and no end.